Have you ever wondered what it takes to transform from a struggling teenager with no formal education into an unstoppable global icon? Cher's story isn't just about fame and fortune. It's about resilience, reinvention, and defying the odds at every turn. From the depths of financial hardship to becoming a cultural force in music, film, and fashion, Cher's life is nothing short of extraordinary. In this video, we'll uncover the untold struggles behind her rise to stardom, the challenges she faced in love and career, and how she continuously reinvented herself to remain relevant across generations. From her early years in a turbulent household to the formation of the legendary duo Sonny and Cher, and her groundbreaking success as a solo artist, actress, and activist, every chapter of her journey is filled with lessons of perseverance and bold ambition. Stay with us as we dive deep into the life and legacy of the one and only Cher, because this is a story you won't want to miss. Cher's journey begins in El Centro, California, on May 20, 1946, when she was born Sherilyn Sarkisian. But life for young Cher was far from glamorous. Her mother, Georgia Holt, was a struggling actress and model, while her father, John Sarkisian, was an Armenian-American truck driver with a history of addiction. Their marriage was brief, and by the time Cher was a toddler, her parents had already divorced. Georgia's decision to marry John was impulsive and short-lived, and although she later regretted it, the birth of Cher changed her life forever. Growing up, Cher experienced constant instability. Georgia, determined to build a career in Hollywood, moved from one marriage to another, leading to a series of relocations for Cher and her half-sister, Jorgan Lapierre. At times, financial struggles were so severe that the girls were placed in a Catholic orphanage because their mother couldn't afford to take care of them. But despite the hardship, Georgia was a strong-willed woman who always found a way to provide for her daughters, even if it meant working as a waitress while chasing her Hollywood dreams. Cher's childhood was shaped by financial hardship, a deep sense of not belonging, and undiagnosed dyslexia, which made school an ongoing struggle. Feeling like an outsider, she was more drawn to music, fashion, and performance than academics. Even as a teenager, she knew she was meant for something bigger than the small-town life she was living. At just 16 years old, Cher made a life-changing decision. She dropped out of high school, left behind the traditional path, and set out to build the future she envisioned for herself. But how did a high school dropout with no industry connections become one of the most iconic entertainers of all time? Let's dive into the moment that changed everything, the fateful encounter that would shape her destiny. In 1962, a 16-year-old Cher arrived in Los Angeles, hungry for success, but completely unknown in the entertainment world. With no money, no industry connections, and only a dream, she took odd jobs and tried to get noticed. She danced in clubs, took acting classes, and desperately sought out people who could give her an opportunity. Her life changed when she met Sonny Bono, a 27-year-old songwriter and record promoter who was already working with legendary producer Phil Spector. Sonny saw something in Cher, an undeniable star quality, a raw charisma that couldn't be taught. He took her under his wing, offering her a place to stay and mentorship. At first, their relationship was purely professional, but over time, it evolved into something much deeper. Sonny introduced Cher to Phil Spector, who recognized her potential and enlisted her as a backup singer for hits like Be My Baby by the Ronettes and You've Lost That Lovin' Feelin' by the Righteous Brothers. This was Cher's first real taste of the music industry, but breaking through as a solo artist wasn't easy. Her first single, Ringo, I Love You, was released under the alias Bonnie Jo Mason, but it failed to take off because radio stations mistook her deep voice for a male singer's. Sonny and Cher's personal relationship blossomed alongside their musical partnership, and Sonny saw that their combined talent and chemistry could be their ticket to success. Together, they created a distinctive folk pop sound that would soon take the world by storm. But no one, not even Sonny, could have predicted just how big they would become. In 1965, the world was introduced to Sonny and Cher, and their debut hit, I Got You Babe, became an instant classic. The song's message of young, rebellious love struck a chord with audiences, and it catapulted them into international stardom. Cher's deep, sultry voice and Sonny's songwriting genius created a unique and captivating duo, different from anything else at the time. Following their breakout success, Sonny and Cher became pop sensations, releasing hit after hit, including The Beat Goes On and Baby Don't Go. Their hippie style, infectious chemistry, and feel-good music made them icons of the 1960s music scene. Audiences adored their flamboyant fashion, oversized sunglasses, and Sonny's signature mustache, while Cher's bohemian style and striking looks set new trends. But fame came with its challenges. As the late 1960s music scene shifted towards psychedelic rock, Sonny and Cher's wholesome pop-folk sound began to fall out of favor. Their record sales declined, and they struggled to adapt to the changing landscape. But instead of fading into obscurity, they reinvented themselves, not in music, but on television. In 1971, they transitioned from music to comedy, launching the Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour, a variety show that showcased their playful banter, musical performances, and comedic sketches. It was a massive success, introducing them to a new audience and making them one of the most beloved duos in television history. But behind the scenes, all was not well. Their marriage was unraveling, and soon, their personal struggles would spill into their public lives. What started as a love story of fame and success was about to take a dramatic turn. By the early 1970s, Sonny and Cher had faced a harsh reality. Their musical success was declining. The rise of psychedelic rock and hard rock left their folk pop style struggling to stay relevant. However, what could have been the end of their career instead marked the beginning of their next reinvention. Sonny, ever the business-savvy visionary, saw an opportunity outside of music, television. In 1971, after a successful guest appearance on The Merv Griffin Show, CBS executive Fred Silverman recognized their on-screen chemistry and comedic timing. He saw them not just as musicians, but as entertainers who could command an audience beyond the music charts. This led to the creation of the Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour, a variety show that would become a defining moment in television history. At first, the show was a 6-episode summer trial, but its instant popularity turned it into a full-fledged series by December 1971. The concept was simple but wildly effective. Sonny and Cher played exaggerated versions of themselves, bickering playfully while blending comedy sketches, musical performances, and celebrity guest appearances. Cher's deadpan humor, sharp wit, and impeccable comedic timing made her a star in a way that audiences hadn't seen before. Meanwhile, Sonny's goofy, self-deprecating charm made him the perfect comedic counterpart. One of the show's most beloved aspects was Cher's fashion. Her bold, glamorous, and sometimes outrageous outfits, designed by Bob Mackie, became legendary. Sequins, feathers, daring silhouettes. Every week, she stunned audiences with looks that solidified her status as a fashion icon. The show welcomed some of the biggest stars of the era, including Elton John, David Bowie, the Jackson 5, and Ronald Reagan. Its ability to combine music, comedy, and Hollywood glamour made it one of the most watched television programs of the time. However, behind the laughter and stunning performances, cracks in Sonny and Cher's personal relationship were growing. Despite their on-screen magic, their real-life marriage was falling apart. In 1974, after 3 successful years, the Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour came to an abrupt end, not because of low ratings, but because of their impending divorce. What was once a perfect partnership had turned into a painful public breakup. But if the world thought this was the end of Cher's career, they were gravely mistaken. Up next, we'll explore the dramatic downfall of Sonny and Cher's marriage, the legal battles that followed, and how Cher emerged as an even bigger star, this time on her own terms. By 1972, the cracks in Sonny and Cher's marriage were no longer just behind closed doors. What had started as a charming love story and a powerhouse partnership was now riddled with tension, infidelity, and deep-seated resentment. Their on-screen chemistry remained, but off-screen, they were living separate lives. Sonny was known to be controlling, not just in their marriage, but also in their business dealings. While he had initially been Cher's protector and mentor, their dynamic had shifted. Cher, once the shy teenager who looked up to Sonny, had grown into a confident, independent woman who wanted more creative and financial control over her own career. Sonny, however, wanted things to stay the way they were, with him in charge. In February 1974, Sonny filed for separation, citing irreconcilable differences. But Cher didn't just accept it. She fought back with her own divorce suit, claiming Sonny had withheld money from her. The legal battle that followed wasn't just about the end of their marriage, it was about control, finances, and freedom. One of the most significant parts of their divorce proceedings was the custody battle over their child, Chaz Bono, then known as Chastity Bono. Cher was determined to secure full custody, knowing that her relationship with Sonny had become too strained to co-parent effectively. In the courtroom, shocking details of their business arrangements came to light. Sonny had always controlled their earnings, and Cher revealed that she had been locked into an unfair contract that essentially kept her financially dependent on him. She wanted her fair share of the money they had made together, and more importantly, she wanted to break free from the man who had controlled her career for so long. Despite the legal turmoil, Cher didn't let the divorce define her. If anything, it fueled her determination to prove she could stand on her own. By the time the divorce was finalized in 1975, Cher had already begun a new chapter. She signed a $2.5 million deal with Warner Bros. And started working on her first solo rock album. But what happened to Sonny? He attempted to launch his own variety show, The Sonny Comedy Review, but without Cher, it flopped within 3 months. The world had moved on, and Cher was about to soar to new heights without him. Up next, we'll explore Cher's reinvention as a solo artist, her struggles to establish herself in rock music, and the massive hit that finally cemented her status as a global superstar. After the collapse of her marriage and the end of the Sonny and Cher comedy hour, many doubted whether Cher could sustain her success without Sonny. For years, she had been seen as part of a duo. Sonny wrote the songs, managed their business, and controlled their career. But what the world didn't realize was that Cher was not just a voice or a face. She was a force waiting to be unleashed. Determined to establish herself as a solo artist, Cher signed a $2.5 million contract with Warner Bros. In 1975. She was ready to break away from her past and carve a new identity in the world of rock music. Her first album under Warner Bros., Stars, 1975, showcased her powerful vocals and edgier sound, but commercially, it failed to make an impact. Critics dismissed it, and fans weren't sure what to make of this new rock-oriented Cher. However, Cher was not one to back down from a challenge. In 1973, even before her divorce was finalized, she had already scored 2 massive solo hits. Half-Breed, a dramatic song about a woman caught between 2 cultures, which became her third #1 single in the US. Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves, a song filled with storytelling and passion that cemented her as a serious solo artist. These songs proved that Cher had the voice, the presence, and the talent to succeed on her own. But her transition into rock music proved to be an uphill battle. Her 1976 and 1977 albums, I'd Rather Believe in You and Cherish, were also met with lukewarm receptions, leading her to pause her music career temporarily to focus on television and acting. In 1979, she made her grand return to music with a new sound and style, disco. She signed with Casablanca Records and released Take Me Home, a song that became an instant disco hit. The glittering, high-energy anthem became a defining moment for Cher, proving that she could adapt to any genre and era. She fully embraced the glamorous disco era, often performing in dazzling, sequined costumes that fit the aesthetic perfectly. But Cher wasn't content with being just a pop star. She wanted more. She wanted Hollywood. And by the 1980s, she would achieve something even more extraordinary. She would become an Oscar-winning actress. Up next, we'll explore Cher's dramatic leap from music to the silver screen, her critically acclaimed performances, and how she conquered Hollywood just like she did the music world. As the 1980s approached, Cher set her sights on something beyond music, acting. While she had dabbled in film before, including a few forgettable projects during her Sonny and Cher years, her true acting career didn't take off until she took a bold risk, stepping away from the glamorous world of pop and into serious, dramatic roles. Cher's acting debut in Silkwood, 1983, was a revelation. Starring alongside Meryl Streep and Kurt Russell, Cher played Dolly Pellicker, a blue-collar lesbian struggling in a male-dominated workforce. The performance shocked critics. Many had written her off as just a singer, but her raw, emotional acting earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. This was just the beginning. Over the next few years, she proved herself as a versatile, fearless actress, taking on roles that showcased her depth and charisma. Her next major success came with Mask, 1985, where she played Rusty Dennis, a tough but loving mother of a boy with a severe facial deformity. The film was a critical and commercial success, earning her the Best Actress award at the Cannes Film Festival. But it was in 1987 that Cher reached the pinnacle of Hollywood success. Her role as Loretta Castorini in Moonstruck was a career-defining moment. Playing a no-nonsense Italian-American widow caught in an unexpected romance, Cher stunned audiences and critics alike with her charm, humor, and emotional depth. The film was a box office smash, and in 1988, Cher won the Academy Award for Best Actress. Her Oscar acceptance speech remains one of the most memorable moments in Hollywood history. Dressed in a show-stopping Bob Mackie ensemble, she confidently accepted the award, proving once and for all that she was not just a singer, she was a true Hollywood powerhouse. By the late 1980s, Cher had conquered both the music and film industries, but she wasn't done yet. As the 1990s approached, she would stage one of the greatest musical comebacks of all time, one that would forever change pop music and cement her legacy as an unstoppable icon. By the mid-1990s, Cher had already achieved more than most artists could dream of: hit records, a successful acting career, and an Academy Award. But instead of fading into Hollywood, she did what only Cher could do: she reinvented herself yet again. In 1998, Cher released Believe, a song that not only became one of her biggest hits, but also revolutionized modern pop music. The song's defining feature was its groundbreaking use of auto-tune, a vocal effect that later became known as the Cher effect. Believe was more than just a song, it was an anthem. The lyrics, filled with themes of resilience, self-empowerment, and moving forward, resonated with millions worldwide. The song topped charts in 23 countries, sold over 11 million copies, and became the best-selling single by a female artist at the time. With this, Cher once again made history, proving that she could dominate every era of music. She didn't just return to the charts, she redefined them. But Believe wasn't just a one-time success. Cher continued her dominance in the late 1990s and early 2000s with hits like Strong Enough and All or Nothing, cementing her as a dance pop legend. And just when the world thought she was finally ready to retire, Cher announced her farewell tour in 2002. But in true Cher fashion, retirement never really happened. Her farewell tour lasted 3 years, and she has since returned to the stage multiple times, proving that Cher doesn't say goodbye, she just reinvents herself. Cher's impact extends far beyond music and film. She has been a fearless advocate for social causes. Over the decades, she has used her platform to support LGBTQ+ rights, AIDS awareness, and humanitarian efforts. Her advocacy for LGBTQ+ rights became deeply personal when her son, Chaz Bono, publicly came out as transgender. Though initially struggling to understand, Cher became one of the most vocal celebrity allies, speaking at Pride events and promoting trans visibility. In the 1980s, during the height of the AIDS crisis, Cher was one of the few celebrities to publicly support AIDS research, working with charities and visiting patients. She also played a role in raising awareness for disaster relief efforts, donating money and resources to victims of hurricanes, wildfires, and global crisis. Beyond activism, she founded Cher, an initiative focused on providing clean drinking water to underserved communities. She also helped rescue an abused elephant, Kavan, from captivity in Pakistan, proving that her compassion extends to both humans and animals. Cher is more than an entertainer. She's an advocate for justice, equality, and compassion. Her commitment to making the world a better place is just another reason why she remains a beloved and influential figure. Most artists retire at some point, but Cher has defied expectations by continuously reinventing herself. In 2002, she announced her farewell tour, yet it lasted 3 years, and she kept coming back for more. In 2010, she returned with a Las Vegas residency, performing sold-out shows that showcased her timeless hits and dazzling stage presence. Then, in 2018, she surprised fans again with the release of Dancing Queen, a tribute album to ABA, which became an instant success. Her ability to evolve with changing music trends is unmatched. Whether it's rock, disco, or dance pop, Cher has seamlessly adapted while maintaining her signature style. Even in her 70s, she continues to sell out arenas, proving that age is no barrier to success. Cher's career is a testament to reinvention and perseverance. While many artists fade with time, Cher remains an unstoppable force, proving that true legends never retire, they evolve. In 2023, Cher gifted fans a surprise, her first ever Christmas album. At 77, she proved that she could still dominate the charts, releasing a festive collection that blended classic holiday tunes with her iconic voice. The album featured collaborations with stars like Stevie Wonder, Cyndi Lauper, and Michael Bublé, adding an extra layer of magic to her holiday debut. Songs like DJ Play a Christmas Song and Run Rudolph Run introduced a fresh, modern twist to traditional holiday music. Cher's Christmas album wasn't just another release, it was a celebration of her legacy. Even after 6 decades in entertainment, she continues to break records and challenge industry norms. Her ability to surprise fans, even after decades in the spotlight, proves why she remains one of the most enduring icons in music history. Whether it's pop, disco, rock, or Christmas music, Cher makes it timeless.